السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. طلابنا الأحبة طلاب الصف الثالث المتوسط ثانوي اللغة المتميزين. Dear students of the third intermediate bilingual. Our lesson today is about the relation of trigonometric ratios. Relations. The relations between the trigonometric ratios. What do I mean with relations between the trigonometric functions or trigonometric ratios? I have many relation between them. The first relation is, I call it secant of an angle theta. It is a new rule, a new law, a new quantity, secant of an angle theta equals 1 over cosine of theta. 1 over cosine of theta, okay? Now, let's study them easy. Now, I have a second quantity. It is cosecant of theta equals 1 over sine of theta. You know, these two quantities, it is the converse, not the inverse. It is the converse of the cosine theta and sine theta. We call it secant of theta and cosecant of theta. Let's take the third relation. The third relation is cotan of theta equals 1 over tan of theta. Okay, dear students? Here they are. Cosecant of theta, 1 over sine of theta. Cotan of theta, 1 over tan of theta. Do not ever forget this cotan. No, let's continue and then I will tell you all the other details. Let's take an example. Example number 5. He says to me, just focus with me so as to understand all the details about this subject. It is very important. It is very important, dear students. Okay? Now, he says in the right angle triangle and B, if cosine of A equals square root of 3 divided by square root of 11. Find number 1, secant of A. Number 2, let's change the color, cosecant of A. Number 3, cosecant of A. Number 3, cotan of A. Let's draw the shape. Here is the shape. He said right angle in B. I mean, here is the right angle B. And here is A. And here is, okay, it will be B. Now, dear students, according to this question, it is very important. In the ministerial examination, they will give you as same as this question. And don't be hesitated. They may give the same question to you, or just will change the value of cosine and sine and all of them. Now, he said to me, cotan of A, cosine of A equals square root of 3 divided by square root of 11. We know solution. Cosine of A equals, do not even forget, when he give you a trigonometric ratio, any trigonometric ratio, what would you make? You write it, square root of 3. Sorry. Square root of 3 divided by square root of 11. Okay? Now, what will I do? I am as a keen student. I will multiply both numerator and denominator with a positive constant k. I mean, did you remember when we studied the trigonometric ratios? What did we call the cosine of A? What did we call the cosine of A? We call the cosine of A as what? The length of the adjacent side divided by the length of the hypotenuse. I mean, this is the adjacent. Here is it. Here is square root of 3k. And this is hypotenuse. This is adjacent. Here is square root of 11k. Okay, dear students? Any quantity or any trigonometric ratio he gave it to me in the example, I repeat it to its origin. Okay? Its origin here is the cosine. The cosine equals the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Right? Here is the adjacent. Here is it. Here is the hypotenuse. Here is it. Now, by the Pythagorean theorem, I have AB squared plus BC squared equals AC squared. Or write it AC squared to the left and the others are on the right. There's no difference, okay? Now I will substitute the values. AB square root of 3k all squared plus BC. BC is unknown. BC is unknown value. Thus, I went to the Pythagorean theorem so as to find the third best side of this triangle. Okay, dear students? Now, here it is unknown. BC squared equals AC squared of 11k all squared. By using the properties of the powers, which we studied in the last chapters, the square will take this, it will be 3. And k squared also, plus BC all squared equals. The square will eat the square root, just 11k squared. Now, I am as a student, smart students, when I want to solve any equation, I have to move all the constants to the right of the equation. I mean, I will move this. I will move this to the other side. BC squared equals 11k squared minus 3k squared. Oh, teacher, why did you write it with minus? Yes, of course, because the number 3k squared is positive, its signal is positive. Thus, when I move it to the other side of the equation, I have to change its signal. It grow -3. Now, BC all squared equals 11 11k squared minus 3k squared. Suppose 11 apples minus 3 apples, 8 apples. 8k squared. Square root. Here is we will. Now in this step, okay, I have to get rid of the square roots. Oh, sorry. I have to get rid of the powers. Take square roots for both sides. I need square root of BC squared equals square root of 8k squared. This will go. I get this equals square root of 8. Square root of 8 it is 2 square root of 2 and k will go. Here is the length of BC. It is, here is 2 square root of 2k. Okay, here is, I have got all the length of the sides. Now I will go and solve the cosecant, cosecant and cotangent. Focus with me. They are very, very important. Focus with me, dear students. Now I will cancel this. I will do this so as to empathize a suitable area. Now, the first request. What do I have? The first request. It is secant of A. Secant of A. Here is A. Secant of A. Secant. So on. Equals, as the teacher has told me, that every secant equals 1 over the cosine of the same angle. Okay? I don't have secant of A. Thus, I will go and look for it in the other corresponding quantity, which is cosine of A. Now, first, I have to find, I must find cosine of A. Cosine of A equals here's A. Where's the cosine? The adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. AB divided by AC, which equals AB square root of 3k divided by square root of 11k. Look, k will go with k. I mean cosine of A equals square root of 3 divided by square root of 11. Look at me. Secant of A equals 1 over cosine. I mean, look. Secant of A equals 1 over cosine of A, which equals 1 over cosine square root of 3 divided square root of 11. Okay? Look. I will, the base says the denominator must be multiplied with the numerator. Square root of 11 times 1. Square root of 11 over square root of 3. Here is the quantity of secant of A, square root of 11 divided by square root of 3. You know it? If you didn't understand this way, this method, I can explain more for you. Just message me and I will explain for you. Here is the first request. Let's move to the other request. Which is as same as the following steps. Just wait to clean the board and I will solve it for you, dear students. Now, the second request is, where is the second request? Cosecant of A. Cosecant of A equals 1 over sine of A. I don't have the cosecant. I must depend on the quantity sine A. Why? Because cosecant of A equals 1 over sine of A. Now I can and find sine of A. Sine of A. Sine of A equals, here's A. Where's the sine? BC divided by AC. BC divided by AC. The opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Okay? So as to find the sine, I mean BC, 2 square root of 2 divided by square root of 11. Okay, 11. Okay, also I will cancel this k with this k. Sine A equals 2 square root of 2 divided by square root of 11. Okay, here's the sine, but I do not want the sine, I want the cosecant. I will go cosecant of A equals 1 over sine of A, which equals 1 over, here is the sine, 2 square root of 2 divided by 0. The denominator of the denominator is multiplied by the numerator, which means cosecant of A equals square root of 11 times 1, square root of 11 by 2 square root of 2. Here is the cosecant of A, dear students. You understand it? Now, let's move to the third request, which is cotan of A. The third request is cotan of A. 3 cotan of A equals 1 over tan of A. Okay? Look at these three quantities. The secant, the cosecant, and the cotan. They are not directly be founded. I have to go to the corresponding quantity. As in sine, I want to cosine. And cosecant, I want to sine. Now, in the cotan, I will go to the tan. Firstly, I will find the tan. Tan of A equals, where is A? Here is A. Where is the tan? The opposite by the adjacent. I mean BC divided by AB, which equals BC 2 square root of 2k divided by square root of 3k. Okay? As usual, I will cancel this quantity. I will get tan A equals 2 square root of 2 divided by square root of 3. Here is I've got the tan. Okay? Now, I will go and calculate the cotan. Cotan of A, equals as the following. Look at me, it's very long. Cotan of A, 1 over tan of A, which means 1 over this quantity. As usual, the denominator of the denominator is multiplied by the numerator. I mean equals square root of 3 times 1, square root of 3 over 2 square root of 2. I've got cotan of A equals square root of 3 divided by 2 square root of of 2. And here is the final results for these questions. Let's move to another question, dear students.